16 utterly random stories, according to Reddit. Number 16. How Mom Died. It happened a little over a year ago. She went into the hospital after her fiancé was basically begging her to go because she was showing symptoms of liver failure. Swollen feet, skin changing yellow, swollen abdomen. My younger brother, sister, and I knew she had an alcohol problem. We knew it was going to kill her. Back when I first started college, we had enough of her and told her that she either needed to quit drinking or that we'd leave the house and never speak to her again. She opened her 7th beer of the night in front of us. I was the oldest, 18 at the time. Brother was 16 and sister was 13. When we tried to plead with her that we didn't actually want to leave, she kicked us all out. Thankfully, my dad, who lives 6 hours away, could help them. But since I was 18, I was on my own, with $20 to my name. Still, after that, I tried my best not to hate her. I knew she was addicted. I knew after finding a handful of vodka hidden in her bathroom full one day and empty the next. But she was stubborn, never listened to us. The day her fiancé called me saying I needed to get to the hospital, his voice cracking and nearly screaming, I'll never forget. I was suddenly calling my dad and saying, "You guys need to get down here immediately." I didn't even have to explain, he knew. I raced to the hospital from work, and it was maybe 2 miles away. Felt like it took half an hour to get there. When I finally arrived, I ran through that hospital. I'm a big dude, nothing makes me run, but I was running. I got there and this nurse had just left and the doctor was talking to my mom's fiancé, who I'd never seen show emotion. The man was crying. I knew she was either gone or on her way out. I asked the doctor what happened. She told me her liver has completely failed and the rest of her organs are following. I stopped listening and stood at her side. My first thought was when I was about 15 or so, in her drunken state, looked at me in the eyes and said, "You are the biggest mistake of my life. I regret giving birth to you." This is when I began to cry. I wasn't mad. I didn't resent her because I knew at the time that even if she truly felt that way, the alcohol made her say it. I leaned over to her while the death rattles began and said, "Mom, I love you. I forgive you for what you've done and said. Please, don't go." She passed at 5:27 p.m. My brother and sister and dad, who lived 6 hours away, made it around 6:30ish. I had to make the call to let them, and they didn't make it to say their goodbyes. I heard them crying in the background as I told my dad, who too had begun crying. I went to college to show her I wasn't a mistake, got into a very good university when she called me a failure. A mistake. I had a 0.8 GPA in high school. I graduated with a bachelor's last April and a 3.6 GPA. She never got to see me walk. She never saw her little girl graduate and start college. She never saw her other son become his fraternity's president. People, alcoholism is no joke. My mother was 51. I saw her die in a lot of pain. If you think you have a problem, get help, please. Too long didn't read. I watched my mom kill herself slowly with alcoholism. Strumming my pain with them fingers. You know what I'm talking about? Hello, Regina McDonald. I hope you're having a decent day. Red Hot Wing says, "Damn, son." Well, that's all you can really say. Didn't expect it to get so heavy when you just started a list of random stories, huh? But here's number 15. This ought to be enlightening. So I'm going to be depressing here. Oh, what a great way to start it off. Let's just dive right in. A couple of years ago, my grandpa came down with a case of Steve Jobs pancreatic cancer. Oh wow, that sucks. He had the Whipple surgery to great effect, and we celebrated him going into remission. Sounds good. He was very fond of showing off his shark bite, aka, where they did the surgery. Fast forward to last fall, he goes to the doctor and he finds cancer spots in Grandpa's liver. Grandpa begins chemo, and although my family isn't happy, we aren't unduly concerned either. He was puttering along doing his chemo, and if you didn't know what he had poured in his chest and was receiving poisonous chemicals each week, you'd never even know he was sick. Awesome. He was very busy and active, constantly doing things. He's always painted as a hobby, and he was becoming very prolific. Wow. I found this kind of worrying because he seemed to be in a rush for some reason. He was really bumping them out. So at the start of this August, we got the bad news, like the really bad news. The cancer had stopped responding to the chemo. Grandpa and Grandma entertained him being part of a phase 1 trial that sounded promising. What? But in the end, he decided not to and began simply managing it instead. So anyway, I called Grandpa and Grandma a few days. I'm in university and he sounds awful, just so tired, I saw him last month and he looked fine, but now he's deteriorating fast, and I'm so afraid that he'll die without me ever getting to see him. But at the same time, I'm not sure I want to see him again, because I don't want my memory of him polluted by cancer. It's very likely that I won't see him until the end, or the funeral. Jesus. All I want is for him to see my youngest sister graduate high school, and of course for him to not die. Sorry. I've got to go to class, but thanks for reading. It's good to talk about this. Well, I'm glad that it was kind of therapeutic for this guy to talk about this crap. Guys, I'm sorry that this shit has gotten so heavy. Didn't expect for it to be this insane. Regina McDonald says that she's having a great day. How about yourself, Kyle? Well, thanks to people like you, I can't complain in the slightest. Nick Kennedy says, ever slam fart someone in their taste hole? Well, taste hole. Guessing that's the mouth. Cypher Actual says, I came here for the laughs. I got feels. A response to number 15 says, I would say go see him. My dad passed away almost 4 months ago after battling cancer for 18 months. He was very, very sick throughout the last couple of months, and when I saw him in the hospital bed the day he died, I could not believe it was my dad. He looked so sick, so weak and pale and small. It was terrible. The first couple of months after he had died, I remember him as the sick one. But now I'm actually starting to get back pictures of how he was before he got sick. It's all about how you want to remember your grandpa. So I would definitely go if I was you. I was so happy that I was by my dad's side when he took his last breath. It felt like my siblings, mom, and I sent him off to heaven in the best way possible. Of course, it's tough seeing someone die and suffer, especially when you're just 20 and not supposed to lose a dad. God damn it. But he definitely helped me become a stronger person, and I'm sure the same will happen to you. Sorry, I'm having like these Hillary Clinton styled coughing fit. I'm kidding, it's only 2 coughs, what the fuck. Nick Kennedy says there is a lot to feel from it. Why is this one so depressing and sad? Hey, you got me, man. They're just stories. I don't know. Okay, so look, this one was number 16. Okay, this one was number 15, and look how short number 14 is. How am I going to turn this one into something huge? My father once insulted Donald Trump to his face in an elevator. Good for him. A response reads, I can't be the only one who really wants to hear this story. The guy continues, my dad worked in Manhattan, a Queens boy born and raised. His building was the same building as Ivanka's divorce attorney was in. He got into an elevator with Trump and some of his attorneys. According to my father, Trump looked terrified and angry. Ivanka was taking him to the cleaners. Not being able to resist, my father waited until they were almost at his floor and then turned to Trump and said, was Marla really worth it, Donald? Trump apparently glared at my father and went red in the face, but said nothing. A response reads, my aunt worked as an architect for Trump and were like business friends. I haven't heard very many stories, though. She super hates him as a presidential candidate, though. I mean, I think we're all supposed to, but hilariously, he's somehow the lesser of two evils. What a fucking tragedy this country has come to. What are we on? Number 13? Jerky costs too much. What an, I said a story. I'm supposed to dress that up as a story here. To be completely honest, jerky does cost too much. If I were to go to Amazon right now and be like, hey man, I just want some beef jerky. Type that in there. Look at this. One pack of beef jerky is $15. This is reasonable, I guess. I think this is deliberate. This is actually quite reasonable. It comes with 9 in it. 9 snack packs. See, that's how they get you. I don't know how big a snack pack is, and you won't show me the little bag inside the big bag. You see what I'm talking about? Y'all won't show me. I'm going to throw that on the list anyway. Nobody should get that. But I mean, look how expensive these pieces of shit are. Fucking kidding me. The cost of jerky is too damn high. And that's the bottom line. Uriel says the wall just got 20 feet higher. So let's go to number 12. Someone says, my brother lost his wallet very far out at sea while sailing from Monkey Ball, Sweden. Gothenburg, Kyle. It's not that hard. He got it back in the mail a couple of weeks later. Norwegian divers had been diving at the exact same spot and found the wallet on the bottom of the sea while looking for something else. What are the odds? Didn't I read a TIFU about this? No, that was about a party in Hawaii or something, and the guy got the wallet back. If I were to type in TIFU wallet, maybe even put my name, would it come up? No. Peeing too hard. What am I looking at? What if I just put in TIFU wallet? I think this is it. I wonder if I didn't title it properly, though. Doesn't look like it. Oh well, another lost TIFU for the ages. Number 12? Yesterday, while I was eating breakfast, my 7-pound cat brought me a snake over 3 foot long. She had seriously injured it, but it was not quite dead. Definitely wishing for death, though. I ended its suffering quickly with a shovel, although that was shocking by itself. I eventually got curious about its markings and decided to Google it. I learned a rhyme to tell the difference between a venomous coral snake and a harmless king snake, and also that my cat is a fucking badass for killing a coral snake before it murdered us all in its sleep. She's an indoor cat, and to my knowledge has never even seen a snake prior to mostly killing one. She did not appreciate that her bravery was rewarded by a trip to the vet to make sure she wasn't injured in battle. What a wholesome and cute story. Here's a follow-up response. Sounds like it's a joke by this day 273 thing, but let's read it. Day 273. I found a danger noodle that meant harm to my humans. I wounded it grievously and presented its broken body to the humans so that they might give it the final blow as a sign of my respect for the food and shelter they provide. However, their response was quite unexpected. Instead of rewarding me with snacks and belly rubs, they took me to jail and performed medical experiments on me. This betrayal will not go unpunished. I must retire to the shadows for now, so that I may think of an appropriate form of revenge. Somebody says, shoe puke or carpet diarrhea? Why not both? Fucking cats, am I right? What's going on, everybody in the stream? Looks like Death the Beast. Aime says, when you call Kyle after your shower only to find out he's streaming. Always about Aime. And that's what's going on, I guess. So let's go on to number 11. Just a quirky, happy memory that I thought of the other week. Looks like the end of this list is going to balance out the depressing beginning. A number of years back, I was working in a summer day camp as usual. There were a handful of kids who became known in the main office due to being utterly impossible to control, utterly random. That's the name of this list. One day, two of our regulars, I'd say they were about 8 or 10 years old, were sitting on a bench somewhat uncharacteristically well behaved. One starts singing, "Wake me up when September ends. Wake me up when September ends." Isn't it September right now? Anyway, and the other kid joins in. They both had amazing voices and did a perfect harmony. 8 and 10 years old, not bad. Everyone just stopped what they were doing and watched. Oblivious to the attention, the two finished the song and continued talking about whatever movie or video game they were discussing before the spontaneous duet. Somebody responds, "My sister was in a pub once, which had a piano. This rough-looking dude went over to it and started mashing the keys and shouting. The bouncers started making their way over to stop him and kick him out when he suddenly started playing really nice stuff. Eventually, the whole pub joined in singing along to his playing and had a grand old time." He probably just did to get everybody's attention. What a cheeky cunt. It's easy to judge people by how they look/act, exclamation point. It's easy to judge people by how they look/act. Oh my gosh, idiot. Somebody says, Nolan says, it's going to be sad for me at least when Kyle gains enough subs to the point where he can't interact with the community as well as he does right now. That'll never happen. You should go look at one of my recent lists and see all of the people that I'm busy like attacking for being my subscribers and then wanting me to be like other people. As a matter of fact, why don't we do it right now together? So what I'm going to do is click the video manager, which will take me to my previous videos here. Scroll down to, here it is, my recent list really quickly. And then we had a comment from somebody that says, "Can you please just read the list and not fuck around?" So naturally, I had to break him off a piece of that Kyle bar. Alright, I said, "It's when I click you for shits and giggles and find Leafy, because when I click this person's name, lo and behold, Leafy is here, was in their likes, right?" I said, "It's when I click you for shits and giggles and find Leafy likes that I feel justified in telling you to fuck off. There are billions of basic ass list channels. These are anti-lists. My reasoning for this, of course, is, why are you wanting me to do something that every other channel on the internet is doing? Why not just go get some of that? Do you know what I mean?" His response is, "At least his channel is slightly successful," to which I can only respond, "If you spent so much time taking things up your ass that you consider whatever attention Leafy gets equivalent to your definition of success, understand that my definition of it is weeding out faggots like you from my subscribers. There is success to be found in sucking dick, but that doesn't mean I'm interested in challenging you for champion status. Now, hear me out, guys. I'm not one for attacking people in the comment sections of my videos, but I just don't think people realize how much of a bitch they be sounding like. You guys are probably always curious as to why I don't have a lot of subscribers, and it's because, unlike everybody else on YouTube who dedicates their channel to some, bullshit, you know what I mean? I'm not a gaming channel. I'm not a creepypasta channel. I'm not a video game channel. I'm certainly not a channel that's devoted exclusively to making these lists. And I'm not a TIFU channel. I'm just a dude with a channel that feels like recording things pretty often. Right now I've got 15,514 subscribers. Please understand that number is constantly fluctuating, not just up, but down. Because like I said, some people are subscribing because they like the gaming. Some people are subscribing because they like the creepypasta. Some people are subscribing because they like the TIFUs. Some people are subscribing because they like the gaming videos. Some people are subscribing because they like me reading these lists. Other people are subscribing because they like it when Kyle sings a song. And when I do anything that's of the other category that they're not interested in, they're like, hey, what's going on? I thought this was I just like to suck dicks. What's going on? Douchebags. So, if you're here for any other reason than because you're all about me, as much as I appreciate you, you're not gonna like what comes barreling down the chute as far as my quote-unquote content. How do we always get off the damn topic so hard? Well, that's the real question, and so we're probably on like number 10 or something like that. Sounds like it makes sense. The mystery of my keys. Oh wait, no, we're supposed to read the comment section here. Looks like sexy Jesse Green has arrived, of course. The Chicken Chaser says, Kyle, did you like your own comment? Yeah, bro, that's how you know. I'm the chosen one. Dick Kennedy says, I mean, I'd fuck Leafy at least once, probably make some good money. Okay. Jesse Green says, I join the stream in the middle of drama. Ain't no drama here, guys. Just love. And Mario Mystery Box says, Kyle, I love your videos. I love you too, Mario Ho Ho. Number 10, some background. 3 years ago, I was living alone in a cool Spanish-style duplex. I had the upper unit to myself, and it had a downstairs entry that had a nice decorative iron gate. This gate could only be opened with a set of keys. There was no latch or anything for security reasons. Anyway, I decided to stay in one weekend. and pretty much Netflixed and chilled for 3 days and lived off of coffee and Trader Joe's fajitas the entire weekend. It was a much-needed respite from my busy schedule, and on Monday morning, I was feeling revitalized and ready to take on the world. Only, there was one problem. I could not find my keys anywhere. They weren't in the ashtray at the front door, nor in any of my clothes. I checked everywhere and couldn't find them. I felt trapped and started getting anxiety because there was only one exit. Sorry. Through the iron gate downstairs. I kept retracing my steps and started going sort of crazy. Suddenly a wave of cabin fever had come over me and I needed to get out. I went to the bedroom and had to release the fire escape mechanism to get downstairs and out into fresh air. I was having a mini panic attack and decided to call my friend to come get me. As I was doing this, I looked at my car and saw that my set of keys on the dashboard through the windshield. My car was also locked. How they got in there after I had gotten into my unit and locked the gate for a whole weekend, I will never know. Ghosts, bro. Ghosts. Someone says my best theory is that a nice stranger sees your keys left in the gate late at night, not wanting to wake you, assuming you do not have an easily accessible mailbox. He locks them in your car to keep them safe. Someone says I've done this, but I leave them in the cup holder with something covering them and don't lock the car in case they don't have a second set. You guys are crazy. Some of these people are upstanding citizens. But like, I don't know. I feel like if I left my keys in the door, I don't know. I don't even know where to begin with that, to be completely honest. Bonnie says, found your link through a deaf site. Okay. What? You found my page through a deaf site, Bonnie? Damn. Somebody said, Chicken Chaser says, this is what happens to people who say Netflix and chill. Boom, got him. You know what I'm talking about? Got him. Fucking. Here comes number 9. Here comes number 9. Number 9. Well, this just happened today, so I feel like sharing it. My university was having a society's fair today, and I decided to help out my girlfriend by dressing up as her society's mascot, a bear. It kind of has to be a guy in the costume for height reasons, and because some people can get a bit gropey, and no guys from the society were available. Well, so I'm walking around with her, doing lots of waving and random hugging while she tries to get people to sign up, and I notice that the stall for the chess society is near. So thinking it would be a nice little photo opportunity, I wandered over to move upon one of the boards. I wandered over and moved upon one of the boards that they had set up for people to play against the members. Now bear in mind, can you not? Now bear in mind that I'm covered from head to toe in a bear costume and under orders not to speak, but the guy at the stall didn't seem too fazed, and we started playing. I didn't win, but we got down to both players having just a king, bishop, and 3 pawns before he regained. God damn it, Guy L, you're having that stroke right now. And he regained his queen and beat me. For someone who hadn't played properly in almost 10 years and was slowly dying of dehydration in a bear costume, I thought it was a pretty good attempt. A bear playing chess. The absolute madman. A response reads, my sister had a friend in college who was the school's mascot every game. He kept the costume in his dorm and would wander around campus dressed in a parrot costume. He went to the final exams in it. He once spent an afternoon in the school library wearing the parrot costume, reading a book about parrots. This motherfucker. If I were him, I would slam the book shut and act embarrassed. Wait a minute. It's poem for your sprog. Come ye players, watch them playing. Someone somewhere started saying, man and beast in competition, make the finest exhibition. Stand and share a look that lingers, kings and queens and furry fingers, pawns and paws of pros competing, brute and boy in battle meeting. So they watched the soldier seated, till the bear had lost, defeated. Man, he said, to see them settle. Chess cubs pretty fucking metal. Now here's the classy part about this. I accidentally said chess cub instead of chess club, but we're talking about bears, so it fucking applies. Where is Jessie Green to get her top off because she loves what I just said? But she wouldn't do that, so I guess I should be trying to impress Lady Spook. But Lady Spook's never anywhere. Nolan says, I think my first video was one of the older TIFUs because I was trying to see if you were dramatic. I'm kidding. I don't know, man. He didn't deserve that. I'm just a little out of it, I would say. I hope everybody's having a decent day. Jesse Green says, I remember how I found Kyle. I was listening to the Let's Not Meet videos while trying to get some sleep, but got annoyed because Kyle made me laugh instead. Well, I guess that's what this funny motherfucker's all about, right? You know, you guys want to hear a joke? Okay. So the other day I was passing a guy on the street, and he says, you know, that's a nice shirt you got there. And I said, thank you. You know, you as well. But I think he could immediately tell that I wasn't complimenting the guy's shirt back so much as responding as you would if somebody says, all right, well, have a nice day. And I was like, yeah, you as well. You have a nice day. So, that's me destroying yet another social exchange. You know what I'm talking about? You ever, as a black man, sometimes you walking down the street and a black dude, does his the head tilt. Because black guys will see another black guy and tilt their head back a little bit in acknowledgement of another black dude. But white people do the opposite. They do the head nod. You know what I mean? Sometimes I run into a lot of white dudes, so I'm just used to the nod. And what you don't want to do is do the nod when somebody's doing the tilt, because they do the tilt, you do the nod, and you're like, oh no, I meant to do the tilt, but it's too late. Sometimes you try to do both of them, and it looks like you're just having a heart attack. Let's actually move on to the next one, though. Number 9. No, wait, that was number 9. Fellowship number 9 wrote number 9 9 hours ago. Illuminati confirmed. Number 9 was written by Fellowship 9 hours ago. What's going on in this guy's post history? This is the type of list that's pissing off that one douchebag who commented on my video. Can't you just dig to the... I hate it so much. Okay, so here's an AskReddit thread that says, who were one-hit wonders in their respective industry outside of music? That sounds like a list that we could do. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that later. Or we could do it right after this. I don't know. I don't care. Look. Okay, no, we'll do it later. Okay? This guy's got he's leading us to more. He's like a bloodhound for list videos. Am I gonna vomit? Ew. Oh my god. Jaime says if Kyle did a bad joke stream, he'd be the star. Nah, nigga. Like some of the people in my threads, I'm telling you, man, they would just put me to shame. If I established a lame joke stream, people would just, they would take me to the brink. Death the Beast says, I haven't drawn in so long, and my brotherly figure wants a drawing from me for his birthday. Feels bad. We'll just start on it now. Bonnie says Kyle loves to read his stories, saying every verse with care and love. Some people find it boring, but I find it awesome as fuck. Well, I appreciate that, Bonnie. How sweet of you. Kyle needs to throw up on stream. Do it for the views. My god. I'd be like LA Beast, just throwing up. I throw up because I read something too atrocious for me. Number 8, guys. A swarm of mice have taken over our tool shed, and the cat is afraid of them. That's scary as fuck. You gotta kill those damn rats. A swarm of mice have taken over our tool shed, and the cat is afraid of them. If people go in there, their feet get crapped on. What? And the hems of the pants get chewed to pieces. Also, there are several squirrel corpses in there. It's a horror show. I want a video of this. A swarm of mice? Burn it down and build a new shed, said somebody. Somebody else responds, make sure the mice pay for what they've done. No beers until they get the tiles down at least. What? Somebody says this is a bad idea unless you go all insert evil regime reference here on them. ISIS. Go all ISIS on them. And then seal up the shed to make sure nothing escapes for sure. But otherwise, think of a sinking ship. Those hellspawns will just abandon their current home and find a new one. Most likely the next closest dwelling, which I would assume is your house. Somebody says they did that with this house, except it was roaches. This is turning into my kind of list, ladies and gentlemen. Sarah Bishop says, Kyle, I love your storytelling voice. That's so sweet of you, Sarah. I love you for saying that. I met a girl with the last name Bishop recently, but I probably freaked her out because she met me in person. Jesse Green says, I wish you good luck dead. I guess you guys are talking about Death drawing that picture for her brother. Interesting. Roach House burn. It is a controlled burn that was necessary because of an infestation of German cockroaches. A ring of fire was used to stop the cockroaches from spreading to nearby homes. A ring of fire. Preparing the house for the control. Oh my god. Oh my god, the roaches. Oh my god. Listen to the guy breathing. He's like, gotta get all that roach in my lungs. Come on, roaches, get in my lungs, roaches. A ring of fire. And it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire. The ring of fire. I love that they're like watering the houses next to it. Like, don't catch fire now. Just gonna water you down. It ain't a big deal. Just gotta water you down now, chair. We watch the dumbest shit on this channel. Am I right? If I could find another streaming service that would let me stream. Oh, you know what? I'll probably just use Picarto. One day I'll use Picarto and then I'll stream and then we can all watch like a movie or something. It'll be terrible. Number 7? Yeah. Well, my local library was having a sale where you could get a bunch of books for $1. So I bought every single one of the erotic books aimed at housewives with shirtless men on the cover, which was like 100 of them. And I've been leaving them around campus and my town. I'm easily amused. Who is this guy? One of my subscribers? I've been leaving them around town. Somebody responds, well, it's better than them getting recycled. Can you just imagine an old grandma's reaction when she found one? Hell no. Ime wants to watch a Neil Breen film. Like, nigga, what? I wonder if I would come up with a name for the series of me, like, watching movies with subscribers. Have like a... That'd be... Nah, I'd leave it to the subscribers to come up with a name. Proper Gentlemen's all like, you watch YMS, Ime? We don't just watch YMS, though. We watch, God, man, who's the other one? There's some other guy that I like. But yeah, no, we know Neil Breen outside of YMS because we're all crazy about Half in the Bag as well. And Mike Stoklasa. Hack fraud. What a hack fraud. Sarah Bishop says, I love Kyle. I love Sarah. God, like, I am hitting the wrong buttons on this keyboard all the time. I really got to get used to this laptop. Nolan Van Brocklin says, has Kyle ever done a Sarah Palin voice in a video? I feel like I've heard it. Maybe I'm misremembering though. Probably when I remembered what Sayla Palin. Oh, very wrong time. I see Sayla Palin come to Japan and say to, oh, you like to do those things down there. I don't know what's going on anymore. I apologize. So we're on number 7. Wait, no, we're not. 8, 7. We're on 6. Someone pickpocketed me on a night out, but I figured it out immediately and chased them down. I saw him get into a taxi, open the taxi door, and demanded my phone back. He gave me back my phone hesitantly. Easily my proudest drunk moment. Well, I think it's scary when people are trying to steal people's phones, man. I think it's crazy. How you gonna steal a nigga phone, man? This is easily my proudest drunk moment. Today I fucked up by stealing a phone, says somebody in response to, now I'm thinking maybe it wasn't your phone. Can you imagine if somebody tried to steal somebody's phone and then, you know, they got caught and then they were like, you better give me back my phone, boy. And then they gave him a different phone, but he was too drunk to notice. Who cares? Oh God, no. Everybody on the stream heard that. Okay. Nobody heard anything just now. I accidentally started a snort video and then stopped it. Yeah. That'll clear that up nicely. People will just assume that it was the video, and then not me and the people who are all like, oh, I love you, Kyle, I totally sit on your lap. That will be preserved, and we can just go on to whatever number this is. Choose 1, 2, 3, 4. I was a bodyguard for the Australian Prime Minister. Did you just say Mimister? At the time, it was a newly elected Kevin Rudd. For 5 minutes. They were short of security, so they pulled the IT guys that were at the conference to act as security to keep the media and other people back. Is that your story, that you're an IT guy, but they pulled you to be security for the Prime Minister? And people upvoted this 4,000 times? Wow. Wow. Shut up, Forever Goji, snort highlights. Next person say something about getting snorted, I'm banning, alright? But it wasn't me, it was actually in the video. Kyle is snorting cocaine though. Off of your titties, Jesse. Shorb says, I don't really feel like drawing any serious stuff anymore. You don't have to draw serious stuff. Be a hack, dude. Draw stuff like whatever's popular. Whatever is popular, draw it. Or like if you... Oh man, you want to know how to get attention? You go to know your meme trending, right? And then you see whatever dumb thing is trending right now. Yeah, it's usually going to be something Pokemon, Overwatch, or what else? Steven Universe. Yep, you got a lot of Overwatch stuff. Got some Simpsons memes up in here. Unbelievable. Yeah, or go to black people Twitter, or do a crossover. You know what I mean? Whatever gaming thing is relevant right now. Go to Reddit Gaming and see whatever big game is crazy. Like, you know how his souls were ripped out of his body then and there. Oh my god, that's quite a trick shot. That's quite a trick shot right there. Yeah, he's done, bro. Oh my god. For people who don't understand what they're watching, a guy jumped off a building and spun around a whole bunch of times and shot his gun as he landed on the ground, and the guy who got shot is just like done. He's like, okay, that's my life. Intense Wii tennis match. Look, I'm not. Okay, so we were doing a list, right? Yeah. Number 3, okay. When my mom was in the 3rd grade, she was on her way to gym class when the double doors slammed shut from the wind outside and chopped off the tip of her pointer finger. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, oh my god. The double door slammed shut and chopped off the tip of her pointer finger. She started crying immediately, and the teacher and coach ran over to comfort her. The teacher took her to see the nurse, but the coach noticed before she left that she had a huge chunk of her finger missing from the end of my mom's finger. The coach told the boys in the class to get down on their hands and knees and look for the piece of the severed finger. One little boy found it, and they were able to get it to the nurse. 2 doctor visits later, they were able to sew it back on, and my mom has a functioning finger with a faded scar. Fast forward a dozen years or so, and my dad was in college and pledged a fraternity. His roommate and pledge brother became fast friends, and are still friends to this day. My dad met my mom after college and they got married. Several years passed and my dad had lost touch with his pledge brother from college, but one night our family and his family were out to dinner at the same restaurant. Do not tell me that one of them's gonna be like the pledge is the boy who found the finger. We decided to sit together at one big table, and my dad was obviously having a good time reminiscing about the old days. My mom was then asked the friend where he was from, and they found out that they were from the same neighborhood, and after a short pause, his eyes lit up. He then said, "Oh my God, I found your finger," in 3rd grade. Too long didn't read. My mom lost her finger as a child. A boy found the finger. Dad made a friend in college. My dad met my mom and married her. Years later, my dad saw the friend again and discovered that this old friend was the same little boy that found his mom's finger. That's so heartwarming. Oh my God. It really does help, considering how depressing this list started off. Somebody responds saying, "Awesome. She thought she recognized him from somewhere, but couldn't quite put her finger on it." Couldn't quite put her finger on it. Sarah Bishop says, "I know a dude who lost his finger. So they cut off his toes and used the toes to replace the finger." Damn, Sarah. Bro Son says, "If that happened later, I wonder if she would have had problems flicking the bean." That's your first thought, isn't it, Bro Son? Jesse Green says, "Nah, man, death is the most wonderful world." You guys are just so fucking in love with each other. Someday I'll have a friend too. Or someone that loves me. Alexander says, "How long do you think it took before the mom could pick her nose again? You know, she just used a mechanical pencil." So if you guys were watching my TIFU earlier, that's a meta joke for the day, She just used a mechanical pencil. Oh my God. Let's go ahead and go to number 2. Number 2. My family visited the American World War II cemetery in Normandy. The tour guide mentioned Jewish families would leave small stones on Jewish graves, marked with a Star of David instead of the cross. My dear sister wanted to put a stone on every Jewish grave. Of course, there were far more Jewish graves than stones, which led my sister to cry out in the middle of the World War II cemetery, "There are just too many Jews." Ooh. Now that she understands the basic point, you can move on to more nuanced information about it. There are just too many Jews. We're going to number 1, guys. We're going to number 1. I'm serious, man. We're going to number 1, man. We're going to number 1. Number 1. A while back, 2 of my friends and I embarked on a vacation road trip from Barcelona to Pamplona. We opted out of renting the GPS because we figured we could make a go of it using good old-fashioned maps. It wasn't more than a couple of hours before we became completely lost, or at least we deemed ourselves lost because the road signs and streets we were passing didn't match up with the ones that we had on our little gas station map. We agreed that we would keep going until the sun went down and try and make it somewhere, and hope that the next day we find out that somewhere was a place along the way to the where we wanted to go. To the where we wanted to go? And hope that the next day we found out somewhere was a place along the way to the where we wanted to go. To the where? To the what? To the where? To the huh? To the there? To the where? Listen, just keep reading, douche. Such an asshole, Kyle. They probably, like, English is probably not their first language. And you're giving them shit in here. The sun was gone a little bit before we found a turnoff. The exits were getting few and far between, and this one had to be it. I guess, in hindsight, it was kind of silly to think that a hotel would pop up where we wanted it to be. We drove around a very small farming town for another 30 minutes trying to formulate a plan. It was a summer night, so sleeping in our car didn't seem like the worst idea. We came upon the monastery, and a man who looked like a priest, although he might have been a deacon or something else, was walking along the walls. We asked him where the nearest hotel would be, and he told us that probably, maybe, in one of those next towns over. We then begrudgingly thought that maybe we were close enough to our destination, so we asked him how far we were from Pamplona. He smirked and asked where we started from, and we told him Barcelona. He let out a laugh and told us that even after a day of travel, we were no closer to our destination than to our origin. We had been driving the wrong way almost from the get-go of the day. The priest, or deacon, told us that he had room in the monastery and that he would set up the bunks and insisted that we stay the night. I hadn't been in many monasteries before, if any, and it looked beautiful in the twinkle of the night. His family came and greeted us and again insisted that we join them for dinner. We sat outside in the warm, humid Spain night and ate great food with his family and a couple of friends. The language barrier existed with most of them, but I've learned that sometimes you don't need to understand words to understand what people mean. They were such a loving bunch, and through their gestures and the flow of the conversation, it was easy to know what kind of things they were talking about. His son started playing his guitar, and his wife brought out some more wine. As she poured a glass and handed it to me, I sat back in my chair and watched his son play his guitar closely. I watched every stroke he made, and in the back of my mind I told myself, this moment right here, I don't think I'll ever forget it as long as I live. And I never have. A response reads, it sounds like you reached your destination after all. Poem for your Sprague. I had planned my first endeavor, but the world had plans for me. I am lost, but not forever. I am where I'm meant to be. That's beautiful, says some faggot. Some faggot mucking up my list on this bullshit talking about that's beautiful. I am beautiful. Sarah Bishop says, I super love Kyle's douche cookie bratty bitch woman fuck you voice. Just an FYI. It's spot on. Jesse Green says more poems. More poems. Guys, I'm wondering whether or not I should stream tonight, and I think that I'm gonna, but I'm not sure what I should stream. And I think that I should also move so that I can make a little bit more noise. Yeah, I think I'm gonna move, and then I'm gonna be able to stream in a little bit. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this list. Stacy McClinzy says, I want a face reveal, Kyle. I'll show you mine if you show me yours. What, your boobs? If I show you my boobs? Weird. Stacy, you got it all wrong. At any rate, I hope you guys enjoyed this list, and if not, fuck you, buddy. One hit wonders. I should read that one later. You guys take it easy, and I'll see you soon, because I intend to start streaming almost like right now-ish, That's what's up. Regina McDonald says, Kyle, can I adopt you as my brother from another mother? Well, yeah, you might as well be one of the moms for the stream right now already, Regina. That's what's up. So, I'll see you guys soon. Take it easy.